Hi everyone, my name is Carson Anyway. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new to my channel, thank you for checking me out. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate everybody who even just checks me out in general and comes on the channel and watches my videos. I appreciate y'all. Today we are doing a normal to dry facial. This is a video from back when I was in school. I did on one of my classmates and friends. This is especially good for if you have a lot of dry patches on your face, you don't moisturize, or maybe you do and you just seem like you're extra dry. This is good for those kinds of skin types because it exfoliates you, it brings new skin cells back into your face and revitalizes you. So if you're curious of how it's done, keep watching the video and we will get into the facial. Hi everyone, this is VoiceOver Carson back at it again. So today, like I mentioned, we're doing a normal to dry facial that I did on one of my friends back in school. Right now we're just doing the pre-cleanse step, which involves taking off any mascara, any eye makeup, any makeup in general just on the face, using a thing that we had called comp oil. But you could use micellar water, any makeup remover oil, anything like that. It's pretty much basically the same thing. It does the same type of job. And that's at least the first step of what we do, especially getting into a facial. And you might see me right now doing that. She had some mascara on her eyelashes, so I was taking the time to try to get as much as I can get off before I went in and started doing my cleanse. And so I'm just finishing the rest of her face. And what we like to do is called a water press to get the face and the area in general that we are going to be doing the facial with moisturized so that everything can glide on better. But even though, say like the cleanser, when I'm putting it on, I'm also grabbing some more water on my hand with the cleanser to emulsify it and get it going, get it foaming up a little bit. And if you're new here, I am a full specialist esthetician, so that is what I went to school for. So I do facials, I do nails, I do makeup. I already did makeup prior to going to school, and I like dabbled in nails, but now I'm really like getting more into it. I do waxing, I do a whole bunch of stuff. So if you guys are interested, let me know down in the comments, because if you guys were curious about anything or curious about what goes on during school, I could possibly make a video about it, or like techniques or anything about what I was just talking about, the things that I have learned through school. So if you're curious, let me know down in the comments below. And so we were just doing skin analysis, which tells me what kind of facial we're gonna do, but at least in school, this is what the one that we were doing was normal to dry for that day. And right now we're doing the dry brushing techniques that we were taught from our school. Especially, it brings up any dead skin or any product. And we like using it, especially for using an exfoliator. And the type of exfoliator that we do use, it has bamboo extract in it. So there's always some little remnants of bamboo left over on the skin. So we like to go in with the dry brushes and try to get as much off as we can if we couldn't wipe it down. So right now we're going in with the exfoliator that we have, and I'm just going in her targeted areas. If it was, say, she had it all over her face or on her cheeks or wherever, it's mainly for dry patches. It's not for acne. And so that's why I was targeting more her forehead, because she's more dry on her forehead. And so like if you are dry all over your face, well then you would use it all over your face, but since she was only dry just in her forehead, I only targeted that area. And that's the same thing as what you would do for anybody. Or if they're not dry at all, then you just skip the step and go on to the next one. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm applying the mask. It was the Radiance mask, which is basically a gel type mask. It's more similar to like an intense hydrating type mask or anything hydrating, especially because for this specific facial we want to bring hydration back into the skin and we want to keep it there as long as we can. So masks that we're using, just like this one, will help definitely keep it in there. And like what I had pointed at her is the steamer as well, so the steamer will also help it and help it go deeper into the skin and penetrate the skin barrier to get the moisture to stay into the skin. Then I'm going in and I am massaging the mask in as well, to make sure that is getting into the skin barrier the best it can. And then I'm taking toner on some wedges and toning her, and then we are doing the skin balancing technique, which is basically using the comp oil, but really you can use massage oil. It does the same thing. It's just a technique in the facial where it helps you stay relaxed and calm you down while you're having the wonderful facial that you're having. And with the techniques, especially especially with the comp oil, you don't want to put too much because it could leave a residue, an oily residue on the person that you're doing the facial for, and you don't want to have that happen. If you hear any squeaking, that's my dog. He has his toy right now. But we are going in with another mask. It is the Tourmaline mask, and that especially is great. It is a cream type mask that we use, and it definitely helps, especially if you have sensitive skin or if you have dry skin like this facial, because when we did the sensitive facial, I really liked the Tourmaline mask, because it was very cooling. It was very nice. It felt very good, and it made my skin mixed with the intense hydrating mask as well. It made my skin look really nice afterwards, And anytime I would use this on clients, I would do it as a mixture of the Intense Hydrating and the Tourmaline together, because if you mix it together, they call it a marshmallow mask, because it basically looks like marshmallow puff from like Jiffy when you are making like fudge. It basically looks like that, and it combines both of them together very nicely, and it helps especially bring hydration no matter what kind of facial you're doing, back to the skin for whoever you're working on. And right now I'm just having a sheet mask on her face, and I'm going in with my jade rollers to especially moisturize this one into the skin barrier and into the skin, because since it is a creamier base than the other one with the gel, this one's a little bit more different to move around, so that's why I'm using my jade rollers to be able to do that, and especially have the mask on it. And the jade rollers are chilled, so they are in a bowl of ice before they are used on the face. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go remove the mask and take a hot towel and remove anything that is left over on the face before we go on to the next steps. And then I was going in with more toner again, and then we are taking the final steps in using any of the serums that we have or concentrates that we have, and we are pressing that into the skin. Especially when it comes to concentrates or serums, you don't want to rub. I've seen a lot of people do that on like social media, and every time they do it I'm like, don't rub it, because then if you didn't let it sit, it's going to peel. And if you didn't know that, please pat your serums in. Because then you're just gonna have a peeling base on your face, because if you've ever done that and you've wondered why there's a peeling happening, that is why. So basically what we're doing is we're just going in with moisturizer, sunscreen, and everything else, and we're finishing out the facial. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you guys found that informative, telling you some new things you might not have known about, or new techniques you might have not realized that could be used during a facial, especially if you have dry skin. I'm a full specialist esthetician. If you guys have any suggestions of videos that you want to see from me, there's probably a playlist I have of esthetician education, of just things I want to talk about, show you guys about, on my channel. So if you are interested in any of the topics like nails, makeup like I normally do, facials like this video and a couple of my previous and more videos after this, anything you really are curious about that I might be able to do because of my full specialist esthetician license and certifications that I have, so leave it down in the comments below if you're curious or if you have suggestions. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. I try to post every Wednesday, and go follow me on Instagram and TikTok, as long as TikTok is still up. I will keep saying that to make sure TikTok's not gonna go back away, at Aesthetics by Carson. Go follow any other my socials. Go check out my Etsy shop. I haven't plugged that in a hot minute. Go look at the description if you're curious about probably any products that we use.
I'll put that down there, or similar products that I use during the video and during the facial will be in the description down below. And yeah, so go check out any of my other videos, go check out the playlist. So until the next video, stay safe, love y'all.